How is it going, Database? Is No Dad here, and welcome back to another episode of Roblox Assassin. We have been doing a lot of videos about some new knives because a couple weeks ago there were some pretty huge updates. So we've been showing a lot of knives in Assassin, like a lot. But I believe this is going to be the final episode. I'm pretty sure after this there will be no new knives to show. So this episode is actually going to be very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. In today's episode of Assassin, we are actually going to be talking about the clan prizes. That is right, guys, the clan prizes. Now, this is my current clan, in case you're curious. Let me just scroll down. There you go. That's my current clan. And these are the top clans, obviously. We got the leaderboard. We are 5th all time, so that is pretty good. And if you go right here, you will see that there are some prizes for the clan. And we are going to be talking about these prizes, because there have been a couple of quite interesting changes to these clan prizes, so I want to touch on that. And of course, I want to talk about the future value of these knives, because I feel like it will be very, very important. If you guys are excited for this episode of Assassin, then be sure to drop a like on this video. It helps out a whole lot. And comment down below, Purple Nation. Also, guys, we are about 100 subscribers away from 70,000 subscribers. Once we hit that milestone, we will give away a free Elegant Saber. So be sure to subscribe so that you are notified about that. Alright, so let's start from the bottom. The first three, I'm not really going to show in-game, but I will equip them real quick to show you guys what they are. Now, the first prize is the bronze tier. This is the lowest clan prize you can get. I believe you only need like 500 points. Yeah, so 500 points, you will get this at the end of the season, plus 200 tokens, which is a pretty good amount. Very simple to get. So, yeah, that's the bronze tier. Not sure much to say about it. You can see that it is literally just a bronze knife. You can see that there's a design on it. Pretty cool knife overall. You know, it's a nice little knife that you can get by doing basically nothing. And it's also a rare. I should mention that. You know, the bronze tier is a rare. And then the next clan prize is the silver tier. This is also a rare, and you actually need 2,500 points to get the silver tier. And then you will also get 500 tokens for that. And if you reach this, you'll actually get 700 tokens, because you'll get 200 tokens from this and 700 tokens from this. So at the end of the season, you'll actually get 700 tokens along with these two knives if you get these points. And it's literally just like the bronze tier, but it is silver. So you can see it's got a nice white sword. I believe there's a little bit of lightning here. Again, not too much to say about the knife itself. And then last but not least, we have the gold tier. This is yet again the exact same knife, I'm pretty sure. It's got the same symbols and stuff. It is just a golden knife. Honestly, this looks really cool. This is one of my most favorite clan prizes. This is just a really nice golden knife. Now, you'll also get 1,000 tokens for it. So, you know, if you get this, you'll actually get 1,700 tokens, which is quite a bit. That's like more than half of an elite case, which is pretty insane. So yeah, these are the basic clan prizes to get. Not too much to say about them. Not really going to show them in game. Now we're going to move on to these knives. And these are the interesting knives right here. So we have the diamond tier and the onyx tier. Now both of these actually used to be legendaries, believe it or not. Just like gold tier, they were legendaries. And they actually looked completely different. Diamond tier was white, onyx tier was like purple and black. But, you know, they were reskins of basic knives. Much like gold tier and stuff like that. It was literally just a reskin of basic knife. Now, Prisman ended up changing this because, you know, getting legendaries for basically leaderboard prizes, people didn't really like that very much. So what he did was he made diamond tier an exotic and he made onyx tier a mythic. So we're actually going to show these in game. Now, again, it's very interesting that he actually changed the design of these knives, because that means the previous version of these knives, they're like the elemental exotics. They no longer exist. It's not like normal knives where like it's untradeable and you have to trade for it. The old version of the knives literally no longer exists. So you cannot use them in the game anymore. They were literally removed. So in a way, it's kind of like the old elemental exotics that a lot of people miss. They're kind of like basically forbidden knives. There's like a legend of them that they were once in the game and you could use them, and now you can't anymore because they all changed into corrupted acts. We kind of have the same thing here, so it was pretty interesting, especially because we knew Prisman was going to change the prizes of diamond tier and onyx tier. So it's like we literally used those knives while we still could. So it's pretty interesting to think about. Maybe those original versions of the knives will be added in as like different knives, but I don't know, probably not. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the diamond tier, and this is a brand new exotic that you can get by being in a top 25 clan. So you can see it's a nice diamond knife. You can see it's kind of made of diamond right here. You'll see that there's a little bit of a gem right here. You can see some nice little details right here. Pretty cool knife overall. I mean, if you're in a top 25 clan, you're going to basically get this for free. So this is a very nice knife overall. Not too much to say about the knife itself. I feel like this design is very simple. However, it is a good exotic regardless. Definitely better than the legendary. I'm glad that this changed it to an exotic. And as you can see right here, we have the Onyx tier. Now, this is a brand new mythic that you get by being in a top 10 clan. Now, what I don't like about this knife is the name, because there's literally Onyx tier, and then there's Onyx, which wouldn't be too much of an issue if they weren't both mythics. So now we have a mythic called Onyx, and then another mythic called Onyx tier. So it's very weird, because we have Onyx and Onyx tier. Very annoying. You literally could have made this any other name. Like, why did it have to be Onyx? I don't know. That's kind of weird. But yeah, this is the knife right here. As you can see, it is yet another simple design. It's mainly purple, which I like. I definitely like purple. You can see that there's a little bit of a crystal effect in it. Much like the diamond too, you can see it's a little bit of a crystal. You can see there's a gem right here. You can see that I died, so that's not very helpful. And yeah, another simple design for a mythic knife. I think it would have been really cool if the Onyx tier actually had an effect. I feel like it would look a lot better, and I feel like people would be more motivated to get the top 10, but it is still a very nice knife. Again, if you're in the top 10 in a clan, you basically get this mythic for free, so you really can't complain. So yeah, this is what it looks like in battle. Very nice knife, as you can see. I'm going to try and kill this guy with the magma here. He lagged. That almost threw me off. Alright, he is dead. There you go. Killed another person. Alright, who is my assassin? I think it's you. No, it is not. Alright, I'm going to guess it's Duke. Alright, get out of my way, please. Alright, thank you. Duke, are you my assassin? I'm pretty sure you are. Oh, nope, he's dead. Okay, I'm going to go for... Oh, you killed each other. Actually, no, I think I killed this guy and he killed this guy, but it was a nice domino effect. Alright. Anyway, guys, let's talk about the value of the diamond tier and the Onyx tier. Now, you're probably just going to say no data, they're not tradable, so they don't have any value. And yes, that's true, but there's a little bit more than that, alright? I want to go a bit more in detail. Now, first of all, it's kind of bizarre that these aren't tradable because, I don't know, the top 100 prizes are usually tradable within the first season. The only exception being Elegant Blade. You know, after the first competitive season, when there were only 100 Elegant Blades, this wasn't tradable. But then once they were like 200, this became tradable. Competitor Blade 1 and 2, they were tradable after their first competitive seasons. So I think it's pretty weird that Diamond tier and Onyx tier are not tradable. Because if you actually do the math, in the case of Diamond tier, 25 clans get this, and there are 20 people per clan. So 25 times 20, that's actually 500. So we get about 500 Diamond tiers per week. And then for the Onyx tier, you know, it's 10 clans that get this, 20 members per clan. So 20 times 10, we get about 200 Onyx tiers per week. So right off the bat, just gonna say, a top 10 clan prize is not gonna be nearly as good as a top 100 competitive prize. Alright? Top 10 does sound really good, but there were a lot of people per clan. So, in terms of quantity for the Onyx tier, it's not really the best. Especially considering there were literally monthly seasons. It's not like competitive mode where Prisman has to manually start and end a competitive season. These happen automatically every week. So there are 500 Diamond tiers every week, 200 Onyx tiers every week. In fact, there's actually more. Because people have reported a glitch where you would actually get duplicate prizes. So like some people actually have more Onyx tiers. Like if a clan season ends and you server jump a bit, you might actually end up getting an extra Onyx tier or an extra Diamond tier. We really don't know what causes this glitch. We don't really know if it's patched yet, but we do know that there have been duplicates of these prizes. It's just a glitch. There's not really any hacks. Nobody's really hacking to duplicate any knives. It's kind of just a glitch that happens when a clan season ends, because I don't know, it's a weird process for a season to end automatically. So it kind of ends up being a little glitchy. Some people get multiple prizes. It's weird. Don't really know what causes it. So in reality, there's more than 500 Diamond tiers and more than 200 Onyx tiers per week. But yeah, like I said, a top 10 clan prize is a lot worse than the top 100 competitive prize. So competitive mode is definitely better overall. The clan prizes are kind of just a bit more casual and you get less of a reward. Now, in terms of value of these knives, unfortunately, they are untradeable at the moment, so they do not have any value at all. That doesn't mean they're not valuable, it just means you literally can't trade it, so you can't exactly give a value for it. You can't really talk any hypotheticals like, oh, if it was tradable, it would be worth this. No, that's not really how it works. It's not tradable, so you can't exactly have a value for these knives, which is kind of unfortunate because, you know, they can be super rare, but if it's not tradable, it automatically does not have any value. A good example of this is the common called candy cane. It's pretty rare, honestly. A lot of people do not have candy cane. Let me scroll down. Yeah, right here, candy cane and egg. These are honestly pretty rare, but they're not tradable. So by default, they do not have any value. This also applies to the clan prizes. Now, I want to point out something interesting that happened, because when Prisman actually made Diamond and Onyx tier, you know, an exotic and a mythic, he actually kind of messed up. He actually accidentally made Diamond tier and Onyx tier tradable. So for a very short amount of time, these knives actually were tradable. And you can see that's why I have 2 Onyx tiers and only 1 Diamond tier, because I actually traded off some of my other clan prizes. If Prisman didn't make that mistake, I would actually have 3 of each, but I actually ended up trading off the Diamond tier and the Onyx tier. Now, the reason I did that was, you know, these were tradable temporarily, and I knew they were going to become untradeable because Prisman literally said it was a mistake and he was going to change that soon. So I literally knew that these were going to become untradeable and that these weren't going to have any value. So I was like, okay, I'm literally going to trade away these knives because A, I'm going to get them again because I'm in a good clan. B, they're not valuable. They don't have any value, so it's like, might as well trade them off. You know, I can trade away this Diamond tier because it literally has no value and I could get something valuable like Gilded Lock or something like that. I actually did some really good trades. I traded 1 Onyx tier for, I believe, a Grim Scythe, which is actually my worst trade, ironically, but it's still like a good trade, you know what I mean? I actually got a really good trade for Diamond tier. I actually ended up trading one for 2 Rainbow Sabers and 2 Fire Elementals. That was an insane trade. I could not believe I got that. Considering Diamond tier is currently worth nothing, that is a great trade. But it was also pretty cool because people were able to trade for it and basically get these knives without having to work for it. You don't even have to be in a clan to actually get those prizes. So I thought it was pretty cool that for a little while I could actually trade for those knives and not have to worry about grinding for, you know, top 25 or top 10. I thought that was really interesting. So yeah, they were tradable. Unfortunately, they are no longer tradable. Again, that's why I have 1 extra Onyx tier, because I didn't trade my last Onyx tier, and then it was too late that you couldn't trade Onyx tier anymore. So it's kind of awkward, because now I don't have an even amount of Diamond tiers and Onyx tiers, but you know, if the clan gets top 25 and not top 10, then it would even out, so you know, it's really not that bad. However, I do believe that these clan prizes will become tradable in the future. Don't really know when, but you know, we're currently in a world where Champion Axe and Champion Blade are tradable. So by all means, I definitely think the clan prizes can become tradable eventually. Prisman's just waiting a little while. I don't know what he's waiting for, but I do believe that these will become tradable eventually. However, I feel like they're not going to be that valuable because again, we get a lot of these per week, and I really wish it was tradable, because they would be decent at the beginning and then they would start dropping in value. But like, they're not even tradable. So by the time that these knives become tradable, I feel like there's going to be a lot of them, which is a little bit unfortunate. So by the time this thing becomes tradable, I feel like it's not really going to be that valuable. It could be a little bit valuable because of the hype, because, you know, when a knife becomes tradable, it does have pretty good demand, but it's going to drop pretty quickly because, you know, there's going to be a lot of them. I also think it would be really interesting if these prizes ended up changing in the future. You know, just like competitive mode, it would be cool if we eventually get different top 25 and top 10 prizes. However, I feel like it's going to be a while. Like Elegant Blade, Competitive Blade, you know, they only had a couple seasons. I'm pretty sure like Diamond tier and Onyx tier, they're going to have a lot of seasons because again, it's different from a competitive season. Competitive mode, Prisman literally has to go in the game and manually create a competitive season. He literally has to manually update the game himself in order to do that. For a clan season, it's literally automatic. You can see if we go to the clan, you'll see that there's literally a countdown. Once this hits zero, there's automatically going to be a new season. Prisman does not have to do it himself. It just happens automatically. And the reason why this is automatic as opposed to competitive mode is always unique in a sense. You know, there's always a different 50-point prize. There's always a new 1,000-point prize. There's always a new exotic. You'll never see a prize used twice. Like, you know, pot of gold. You're not going to see that in the next competitive season. So that's why Prisman has to, you know, manually update competitive mode. Because he literally has to make new knives every single season. So that's why it takes a lot longer. For clan prizes, it's literally the same exact knives every single time. So Prisman can kind of just have a bit of an automatic system and not really worry about updating the game himself. So that has a pretty big impact on the economy. Especially considering in just one season, like there are more Onyx tiers than a top 100 prize. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. I really wanted to talk about the clan prizes because at the moment, yes, they are untradeable. So you would really think there's really not too much to them. However, when you look deeper, there actually is quite a bit to talk about regarding the clan prizes. There's a lot of discussion around it. And again, the fact that it was tradable for a little bit does have a little bit of an impact on the economy. That's literally how I got Gilded Luck. So, you know, that's pretty cool. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Roblox Assassin. We're going to end this with the free-for-all because why not? Free-for-alls are fun. We're in bank. I don't know who voted for bank for a free-for-all. Well, I guess you had to vote for this in order to have a free-for-all. If you didn't, we would have a different game mode. Still, I feel like the free-for-all in bank is not very enjoyable. So we have a green man right here. We are going to murder his face. Alright, we killed him. I saw somebody here. There you are. Alright, I'm just gonna go around. Nope. Okay, he's dead. That works for me. I guess I'll just keep throwing through the door and hope for the best. There you go. That's bank in a nutshell. Just throw through the door and you will succeed. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Assassin. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all those other things that YouTube people do. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay purple.